In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you 6 simple steps to overcome your anxiety during this pandemic, COVID-19. Hi, and welcome back to this channel. My name is Dr. Lindsay Marie. I'm a Christian comedian missionary doctor sharing a message of hope, health, and wellness for the mind, body, and soul. If you don't want to miss any future videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and don't forget to stay till the end of the video for a word of encouragement. Now, getting into this topic, I wanted to briefly give you guys some statistics about the coronavirus. There have now been over 5 million positive cases of the coronavirus and over 170,000 deaths. Not only has the entire world experienced some sort of lockdown, but there has been an increased amount of economic uncertainty throughout many nations. In the United States, the unemployment rate had reached an all-time high of 13.3% back in April at the peak of the pandemic. There are fears of contracting the virus and potentially dying for yourself or your loved ones, and other pandemic stressors can include loss of jobs, changes in your jobs, or even changes in schooling for students and teachers. All of these stressors definitely contribute to the burden on one's mental health as they try and cope with the pandemic. The CDC has conducted a survey looking at over 5,000 young adults between the ages of 18 and 24, and they concluded that 1 in 4 young adults has contemplated suicide within the last month due to the coronavirus. It's also been shown that 22% of essential workers have considered suicide, with an increased amount in the Black and Hispanic population. 31% in general report feelings of increased anxiety and depression, and 13% of those turn to alcohol and drugs to cope. Lastly, there has been an increase in drug overdose deaths in 2020 as compared to previous years. So as you can see, the COVID-19 pandemic is causing a host of other problems, especially when it comes to mental health. The good news is there are some simple steps that you can do to avoid excess anxiety and keep things in perspective during this time, and I'm going to go over them now. Step number 1 is to focus on things that you can control. Although we don't know how long the virus will last or how other people will act during this pandemic, you can take some things into your own hands, which include taking basic precautionary steps to avoid contracting the virus. These include things like avoiding large crowds, especially if you are at a higher risk population. You can also be wearing your mask when appropriate. You want to remember to continue to wash your hands so that you're not putting yourself at risk. Avoid touching your face, and remember to keep at least 6 feet of distance between you and others while out during essential shopping. If you can practice some of these, or better yet, all of these safety precautions, you can be assured that you are doing what you can to protect yourself from the coronavirus, and that should put you at ease and help lower your anxiety. Step number 2 is staying informed about the facts and daily updates on the pandemic, but not obsessively checking the news. If you have watched my Detox Your Soul video, you know that we talked about being very careful about what you allow into your ears and your eyes, as it can deeply affect your emotions or your feelings, and thus leading to more worry or anxiety depending on what type of content you are consuming from the media. And the reason is because there's a lot of misinformation out there which can increase your worry or anxiety. In general, the CDC, or the World Health Organization, should have the most up-to-date facts when it comes to the pandemic. If you feel yourself becoming more and more worried when it comes to learning about more facts on the coronavirus, you want to be aware of that and know that it's time for you to turn off the media. So you want to be taking a break, whether it includes that day or maybe even a week if you feel yourself becoming very overwhelmed. Instead, you can rely on a trusted friend to help give you updates, and also be aware of what you yourself are sharing so that you don't accidentally spread any misinformation. Step number 3 is plan for what you can. As mentioned before, there is a ton of uncertainty, especially economic uncertainty, that has resulted from this virus and this pandemic. Many people's lives have been altered or changed, many plans have had to be canceled, and it goes on and on. So one way to help combat the uncertainty that you are facing now may be to write things down. Take out a sheet of paper, and on one side you can put all of the things that you had planned that maybe have gotten canceled, and on the other side you can write solutions for those things, or alternative plans as you see fit. You want to be focusing on concrete things that you can change rather than circumstances that are beyond your control. Making a list of solutions or alternative plans can boost your mood and give you something to look forward to. Just think of it as turning a page in the book. You have a chance to write a whole new story. And finally, when you have evaluated all your options, you want to make a plan of action so that you can be on your way to your new goals and dreams. With this step, you want to avoid the constant phrase in your head that says, "What if?" What if this happens? What if that happens? And ways to do that is to focus on mindfulness or staying in the present so that you don't focus too far on the future and the what ifs. That's something we also talked about in my Detox Your Mind video, so you may want to check out that video as well to help you with your anxiety. Step number 4 is staying connected to others. Even though this may be a time of increased isolation or loneliness for a lot of people, there are many ways that you can still stay connected with others while socially distancing. One main way may be staying connected to others on social media. However, if that's something that's been giving you anxiety, you want to choose a different route. You can always increase communications with loved ones or friends by phone calls, or better yet, even FaceTime. It's been shown that face-to-face interaction does increase the mood, and when you're staying in touch with loved ones and knowing that they are safe and well, it also helps keep your mind at ease. When communicating with loved ones, it may be helpful to avoid topics that stress you out or cause anxiety, so you want to be focusing on things that you enjoy or things that are new with one another. Share stories, laugh, or just enjoy the conversation that helps put your mind on something else other than your stress or anxiety. You also want to be aware that emotions can be contagious. So if a loved one or friend is giving off negative emotions and that is affecting you in the wrong way, then you want to be mindful of that and avoid those conversations. You want to be focusing on positive or uplifting conversations to help boost your mood and limit your anxiety. Step number 5 is keeping your body healthy. Did you know that stress and anxiety and excessive worry in itself can dramatically reduce your immune system? And that's something you don't want to have happen, especially in a time of a pandemic when you can be more susceptible to contracting a virus. So it's vital that you're getting your proper sleep, eating the proper nutrition, and getting the nutrients and vitamins that you need. If you want a list of extremely healthy foods to eat that also boost your immune system, check out my video called The Anti-Inflammatory Diet, where I share 10 different foods and the properties within each of those foods that can keep you healthy. Another very important component to keeping your body healthy is exercise. Exercise not only helps you lose weight, reduce blood pressure, it can also reduce stress, and it can release something in your body called endorphins, which are proven to increase your mood. Along with finding different ways to exercise, another way to keep your body healthy is to be spending some time in nature. Nature can give you a calming sensation, it's almost a meditative act, and also being outside for just 15 minutes a day can provide you with vitamin D, which is the supplement needed to help fight off viruses as well. Other ways to keep your body healthy and especially your mind healthy would be to practice relaxation techniques. These could include deep breathing exercises, also meditations or spiritual practices. One of my favorite relaxation practices is listening to beautiful worship music, or also reading in the Bible, specifically in the Psalms, as they can be very comforting scriptures. And lastly, you want to remember not to self-medicate, especially with things like drugs or alcohol, as we have seen their negative effects and increased drug overdoses. And finally, step number 6 is to provide service to others. In times like this, it's easy to get caught up in our own worries or stressors of this life. But if you're able to take the focus off of yourself and provide a service to others, you'd be surprised at how much it can improve your mood to help others in need. When helping others during a time like this, you want to remember those precautionary methods we talked about so that you can keep yourself and others safe. You can connect with your community or ask around to see who may be in need, specifically disabled people or elderly people. You can also donate to local food banks or churches as they are in need of resources to help the community. You could reach out to a family member or friend who is also in a lot of worry or panic and offer to be a positive voice for them, helping them to focus on the good and keep things in perspective. And most importantly, I've said it in another one of my videos, remember to always be kind, as you never know what somebody else may be going through. And the word of encouragement that I wanted to leave for you guys today comes from the scripture Psalm 94:19, which states, "When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought joy to my soul." And that concludes our discussion today on these 6 simple steps to use to help reduce your anxiety during this pandemic, COVID-19. I hope that it was helpful and informative for you all. Don't forget to keep things in perspective. Remember, there is an over 99% survival rate with this virus, and for all other worries or concerns you may have, remember to stay strong. Try not to get overwhelmed. Focus on one thing at a time, and you will get through this. We are all in it together, so let's help each other out. If this video was helpful for you today and you know of someone who may benefit from this information, please share the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Until next time, bye!